Hello, I'm Helen Wakefield, and welcome to my book spots. Before I continue with today's book spot, could you do me a favor? Can you make sure you subscribe, the little bell thing on YouTube to subscribe to my channel, and that way you'll get updated when I have new posts. Okay, today's book spot, these are not new books, but the reason I want to share it with you is because they literally changed my life. Really seriously. When I was a lot younger, I had trouble accepting myself, I suppose, because I'm a very sensitive, emotionally sensitive person with strong emotions. I'm introverted and boring, shall we say. And I was easily offended, I guess. I did get because I took things to heart when people said things. So the book I want to share with you today is called Personality Plus. The author is Florence Littauer. Littauer? I hope that's how you pronounce it. And my sister put me onto this. And it is one of those books that look at different personality types, but it is very simple. It's only, there are 4 major personality types. And I know there's a lot of books out here about this. I can't think of the particular one at the moment that's very popular, but they're quite complex. There's a lot of aspects to it. This one is really simple. So there are 4 main personality types, and we're all a mixture of all 4, but it just depends which ones are more dominant in you. So I discovered from this book that I am what is called the melancholy personality type. Now that sounds really unexciting and depressing, but it's really an introverted, introspective, reflective personality type. And that's not all of me, but it is my dominant one. And I have to say, once I discovered that and I read this book, it made so much sense. I was able to accept myself for who I am, who God created me to be. But I was also able to identify other people's personality types. And that helped me in dealing with people. So one of the most abrasive personality types is choleric. And I say abrasive reluctantly. It sounds so negative, but they're the can-do people. They come in, they're confident, low emotion, and they just come in. And I actually have a good dose of choleric when I use it more in certain areas of my life. But I can identify when someone is like that. And so if they're doing, they're behaving in that way, I can say, okay, that's not about me. They're not doing that to me. That's just their personality type. Or the sanguine personality type, which is really friendly and bubbly, another extroverted personality type. They tend to say things without thinking. So again, I've been able to identify that when someone has said something and I thought, oh my gosh, did you, and you took offense. You said, really? Why would you say that to me? Then you realize, okay, they're a sanguine personality type. They didn't think before they speak. Actually, they meant this. I understand what they were actually trying to say. It just came out the wrong way. So it really helped me accept myself and also know how to deal with people. It really, really did. I cannot overstate how much this helped me, particularly as a melancholy. I know a lot of people that have read this book and love it. So the thing about it as well is it's funny. Florence deals with this in a very engaging, entertaining way. So it's a great read. It's not heavy. It's not technical. There's a little quiz at the front. So you can take the quiz to find out your mix of the 4 personality types. So the 4 personality types, which you may have heard these words before. You've got the melancholy, the phlegmatic, the sanguine, and the choleric. And I've had so many conversations about this, and it's so... it can be just so funny and helpful to know these personality types. I was at a concert with a friend once, and we were watching the guy on stage, the way he was bouncing around and everything. And she just said, oh, totally sanguine, and just knowing, just being able to identify that. It's interesting and very, very helpful. Now, there's a few books by Florence on this subject that deal with specific relationships. So another one that was really, really good is Personality Plus for Parents. So this helps you identify what the personality types are of your children, and then how you can engage with them better based on what they need with that personality type. And what's really helpful too is that it will talk about the different combinations. So, what happens if you've got a sanguine parent with a melancholy child, and talks about the challenges there and what you can do about them. So I found that really helpful as well. The other one, which is also hilarious, is Personality Plus for Couples. And it talks about the different pairings of personalities in couples. And my sister and I were reading that out loud together, and my brother-in-law. This was back when I was still single, and we were really, really having a laugh at seeing my sister and her husband and their interactions. And it's like, oh, so yeah, that's why he behaves like that if I'm, and I'm like this. And really just entertaining. They're great reads. They are, not too thick. As I said, they're not clinical. Dry sort of things. They're really good and so helpful. So even though they've been around a long time, a really long time, the early 90s, I think, and Florence, I believe, passed away a couple of years ago, they're really, really great, and I highly recommend them, really highly recommend them. So I'll pop links for you, again, as always, in the bottom if you would like to find out more about them. So that's my book spot for today. I hope you find that useful and helpful, and so as well, they're written from a God perspective, and that how, this is the personality type God's given you, and it helps you to work out how to work with your strengths and how to manage I hate saying weaknesses, but like the challenges that come with your personality type. So, go out and check it out for yourself if you haven't already. If you are familiar with Personality Plus, please, I'd love to hear your experience with that and how it's helped you. Okay. See you next time.